Zedong, and today we are going to be playing a little bit more of Hearts of Iron 4, the People's Republic of China. Now, last episode we started our war justification against the Shaanxi, and it looks like everything is going very well for us. They're focusing on planes for some obscure reason, and that basically means that as soon as we invade them, they won't have any actual, planes to do anything, because the first thing we're going to be able to take is their airfield, and we estimate that they have 0 planes, because how were they going to build planes, honestly? It's a fairly resourceless area, but the key is the building spots that we're looking for here, and it allows us to establish more of a claim in this area and maybe an actual front with the Chinese. I'm planning on maybe this river being like our actual front line against the Chinese, against the nationalist Chinese, the nationalists. I'm forgetting that I'm also playing a Chinese country. It's really sad. And our only victory point is Yunnan. Their only victory point is Taiyuan. And so as soon as we basically get the ability to declare war on them, it's going to be easy breeze. We're going to check power. Okay, so we're up to 9%. We're about to that's a fairly large amount, honestly. We're getting close to about we're pushing up to about 1/10 of the population supporting communism, and if we can get that percentage up high enough, we're actually going to be able to do a whole lot here. Now, it looks like they're going to, the Chinese are focusing, and they're going to go down this neutrality focus, which means they won't join any factions or send volunteers. However, it won't be until about deterrence that they have anything that's truly worth being scared about. Even interventionism, I mean, the Chinese still don't have anything that would really help them. Now, last episode, the Germans remilitarized the Rhineland, and that's a little bit worrying, because that means they're probably going to be on the way to declaring war fairly soon. Working through here, a construction effort. I'm planning on going down here so I can get the 2 extra research slots. That's usually what I focus on in the beginning of the game, is getting these 2 research slots right here. And then eventually I think we're going to have to run down the internationalism focus in order to get political correctness, indoctrination, and political commissars, because the farther we move down here we get to ideological fanaticism, and once we get that, we get national unity, and we get division defense on our territories. And kamikaze strikes, that's not really helpful, but then we get technology sharing, which really allows us to have 5 research slots. And once we're there, we're going to really be rapidly pushing up and catching up with the rest of the world, because PRC's technological situation is really bleak at the beginning of the game. Now, I'm thinking maybe about May, we're going to actually be able to join the Comintern, and that will really safeguard us from the Japanese, because the Japanese are going to probably want to avoid declaring war on Russia, of all people. There's 3 things you really need, or 2 things you really need to know in life. It's money. The first thing is you never lie to a Sicilian, but the second that everybody really should know is you never get in a land war in Asia. And especially when you have the Soviet Union at your side, because they can throw a ton of manpower at any of their issues. So we are... I wonder if we can improve our relations any more, really. Yeah, we're close to getting about 4 more points. And if that doesn't tick up any more, it's not going to really help us, is it? Yeah, we're basically going to see the same ideology, non-aggression pact, and improve relations. I don't know if that'll improve relations at all, honestly. I'm really hoping here that... No, it looks like it's just not enough. Really puts a damper in our plans here. Well, we're trade partners, but he's not trading with us. We are trading with him, so we like him for trading, but it doesn't really matter to him. Well, I'm gonna stop improving relations because I feel like that's a waste of political power at this point. Maybe. There we go. If we do that, will you accept? No, it appears that maybe if world tension goes up, we'll be able to join. But the Soviets really do like us, and I guess that's really beneficial for us. And our relations will tick down 3 in a month, but that is, I mean, we could just spend it again at any given moment. We're going to basically use all of this political power to actually. It looks like they're going neutrality as well. Fighter focus. Do we have anybody else doing anything obscure nearby? Looks like the Shaanxi are the only ones that really messed up here. Alright, so we got a construction effort 1. That means the next thing we're going to do is basically go for construction effort 2. Now figuring out what to do with these civilian factories. We can understand building some land forts in these 3 provinces, because then we're fighting with a river on our sides. Maybe our first civilian factory will just work on infrastructure. Now that will take an alarming amount of time. So we're at total mobilization, which is just a wonderful way to start. The only thing I think is maybe going war economy, but I don't think we really need to do that. And I don't think we really can because we're not at war. We have a closed economy, which is really good for us because we don't have a lot of resources at the beginning of the game. The only thing that stinks is that we have no benefits with our trade. Now, possibly looking into limited exports, but I don't think there's really anything we can do in that. We're about to get the rest of the infantry equipment that we need, and so once that happens, once we build up enough, I think I'm going to churn off the imports from Russia. Now we got our basic machining tools. I think I'm gonna go for concentrated industry immediately. Rushing that is probably going to be key to actually doing anything in this game. So, our war justification is moving forward at a rapid rate. We're going to be able to declare war on June 20th. So we're going to unpause here, and we're going to have to pay attention to the date, because June 20th is going to be very important for us. We're going to be able to secure a lot more pops. And depending on the route of... Yeah, they're going for neutrality here, which makes sense, especially with their situation that they're in. However, does that mean that other people will try to attack? Guarantee tension, AI, modifier, threat, receptivity, desire to be in, or expand their faction. So they aren't going to want to expand their factions. Now that is going to work really well for us because they won't search for anybody to guarantee them, especially when world tension is so low. Looks like some events going on in the background. Yes. So a little bit. Spanish Civil War starts. National Spain declares war. All pretty much expected. Okay, so these units are going to immediately deploy to our good friend Mao here. Let's see. We'll just right-click them onto here. Basically assign them straight to this order. Yeah, they're going for aviation effort too. That's really surprising to me. I hope that they're going to eventually go for industrial effort, because that will help us out in the sense that they'll have more factories for us to take. Now we're up to 18%. We're getting close to a fifth of the Chinese country actually being communist. Now, due to China's political situation at the beginning of the game, that could really help us out, especially if we get lucky and we get one of these border provinces with a lot of both population. I'm really hoping for Sichuan, because then we can truly cut off our dependence on foreign steel, no matter how much we might love the Soviets. So, yeah. This is going to take forever for that. Let's see, factory output, 5. Well, at least we know that we're making a lot of equipment, and we're actually building up a stockpile now. Now this stockpile is going to be basically the bread and butter of our entire nation, since we have nothing else to really work with. Building up this stockpile, I think I'm going to have to build it up to about... I'm going to be comfortable when it's at about 5,000. Okay, so we're going to basically immediately launch this all-out war on Shang-Chi. Now, in theory, with the world tension limit where it's at, maybe the Soviets, yes, we can join the Comintern. So now that we're joining the Comintern, we're going to be basically safeguarded by the Soviet Union. Now, the Soviets are basically the key to my entire plan here, and the fact that nobody wants to attack me because I have the Soviets. Basically, I'm under the wing of the Soviets, and Japan will have a lot to fight with just China on its own. So we're gonna get Mao to get going, and we gotta go for war. I'm gonna have this unit specifically just go all out. Now we're taking a lot of attrition in these first few, and they want to help us in this war. So if anything happens, if anybody wants to join in against us, they're going to be quite surprised. Alright, so we're moving in, we're taking provinces. Alright, we got Tanituva helping us. Hopefully the Mongolians don't come in too quick. Alright. So, our nation is growing very quickly. Now that's going to be great for us, and securing this airfield basically saves us all of the dumbness of having to actually fight a real war. And this attrition is going to really affect the hopefully it's not going to affect our regulars too much, because I really want them to hold on to their regular status. But the Soviets, they're coming in, they're pushing the Chinese around, or the other Chinese. I'm gonna call them the other Chinese, because we all know communism is obviously the best. You want to? I could tell you a story about somebody being very passionate about communism. I had this one kid in my my freshman study hall. His name was Evan Jones, and this kid, I swear he loved communism more than he loved, just existing. He would go around into like the boys' bathroom, and he would actually like post posters of like just communist leaders in general. It would be like Fidel Castro. He'd have a poster of Stalin just chilling in his locker, and he'd always just had this weird air around him. It was really weird to talk to. Not really nice per se, but he was awkwardly passionate. Now, hopefully this will immediately make the Shaanxi capitulate. But the thing that really was weird about him is that he just complained all the time about capitalism and people taking advantage of the poor. But he just didn't really do anything about it. He just complained, and like it was everybody else's fault that it was happening. Like, woe is me, how dare everybody. Looks like the Japanese sent in support troops. That's going to be interesting. Okay. Now, hopefully they'll capitulate. Okay, 91%. Where is there one other victory? I could have sworn I saw them all. Maybe it's just general territory. Alright, we're gonna move up that way. That makes sense. Yeah. So hopefully when we take enough territory, that'll basically force a surrender. Okay, so... it's pretty obvious that they do not want us. Alright. We're going to attack into these Japanese troops right here. Alright, immediately the peace conference. It's all ours. Thank you for all your help, guys. Sorry, Soviets. There we go. So, now that we have Shaanxi, 494 equipment, yeah, just general equipment, we're going to have a whole lot more power behind us. Now, basically the idea behind being the PRC is we're slowly going to build up just tons of power. We're going to be kind of like, I guess you could call it like one of those heartworms. We're just going to exist, and they're going to find out that we're an issue way later than they're actually going to be able to do anything about it. And that's basically what I'm betting on for this entire series to work properly. Now we have our infrastructure completing in next February, so that's a whole lot better for us. Now, let's see. The Japanese, they definitely hate us, but I don't think they can do anything about it. So we're going to assign a front line right here, with the other Chinese on our left, the Jibei Sanma. Sorry, there's a lot of thundering out in the distance. It's a pretty stormy day right now. If it starts to get too loud, I'll just straight up stop recording. If you guys, I know the way I am. I don't like listening to a lot of loud noises and such in the background of people's videos, so I apologize for that. I was hoping maybe it'd be a nicer day, but it looks like everything's working out for us here. We're gonna get construction 1 in 2 days, and that'll really increase a lot of our infrastructure building plans. And as far as constructions go, this building project here, our attempt at increasing the infrastructure slightly, I think it's going to really work out for us. Alright. So we got construction 1. Hopefully that moves us out of the February range slightly. And we're going to see what truly makes sense. Now, since we have some tungsten, I'm thinking we should invest in some towed artillery. Actually, but first I think we should move into electronic mechanical engineering. Because that way we'll be able to research the little bit that we have just a tiny bit faster. It gives us a -2%, which might not seem significant, but it's going to be just enough to accomplish a lot of our needs. I'm going to queue up some more infrastructure construction there too. Alright, so supply-wise, I think we're doing fairly well. We're going to be completing this in January now. Now that is going to work out very well for us. I'm gonna take away. Wow, it is thundering out there. Hopefully, it doesn't get into a torrential downpour. Alright, so that's gonna be coming into the close of this episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you are enjoying this series so far. Now that we've taken over Shanxi, I think we're in a lot better position. Thank you for your time. I am your host, Hoodlum, and this has been the PRC Takes Over China. Thank you.